Alright, this is PTSD video blog 9/9/2012. Where to start on today? It's been fucking crazy couple weeks. Like I said previously, you know, this isn't a great time of year for me at all. My life literally changed for the worst on September 11th. I was in the Navy. We weren't at war. And then all of a sudden, in one fell swoop, that all changed. You know, and I remember that day like it was yesterday. I mean, and it's been, good God, 11 years now. I just don't know how to explain it. How do you put into words, you know, such an event that changed America and changed your life? You kind of can't. I wish there was a way I can explain it, but it was such a drastic change in everything I knew that I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to cope. I let my training take over, you know. I became the sailor. I partitioned my personal life away from my professional life, quite literally overnight, in a matter of hours. You know, it was no longer, oh, I'm a father, I'm a husband. You know, I was a sailor, and it was my job, you know, to keep this country safe. And you know, we got hit on our own soil. Let's roll. Hold on. A lot of emotion right now. How do you describe that? How do you put into words something that changed everything so drastically that it changed your life forever? Not necessarily in a bad way, but you know, I grew up in a matter of hours. You know, I realized that I couldn't be that kid anymore, that I couldn't be, you know, that young sailor that thinks he's invincible. Kind of a harsh reality check when you find out that, you know, it's not true. How do you tell your kids how you have to go fight? How do you tell your kids that you're going to be gone? How do you tell them that, you know, you love them and that you'll be back when you're not even sure? You know, you can't promise those kinds of things in a time like that because you don't even know. You have no idea what's going to happen. You know, it's distressing. You know, you want to be honest with your kids. You want to tell them, you know, everything's going to be okay. And when you don't, it's kind of like you're lying to them. And you should never do that. You should never lie to your kids. You should always be honest with them. And, you know, times like that, you can't. My son knew what I was doing, and he was proud of it. You know, and I took comfort in that. He was 5 at the time. Very smart for a 5-year-old. But it still broke my heart that he knew exactly what I was doing and why I was doing it and why it was happening. It's a little young to be understanding something like that. But he knew. You know, I tried to explain it as best as I could, and you know, I told him I would see him again. You know, no matter what, I would see him again, and I fulfilled that promise. I came home. Not after some sticky situations and some hairy events, where there was a good chance I wasn't going to be coming home. The one event that could have ended it all was my gun blowing up in my face during a familiarization fire exercise. You know, a training exercise, of all things. Could have ended it real quick for me. When a 50 cal goes, a 50 cal goes. No joke. It's all bad. And I was standing right next to it. I still carry the scars in my face and neck, and I'll always carry them. You know, they're daily reminders that I'm human. And you know, it may sound odd, but a lot of us think we're invincible. And we're not. We're human. We can die just like anybody else. That's a hard one to swallow. That's a real hard one to swallow. You know, told we fight to the better end. You know, no matter what, injured or not, we carry on. You know, until we can't breathe anymore, we're still fighting. You know, every day, even now. You know, we're fighting with our inner demons, we're fighting with whatever, but we're fighting. You know, it never stops. And it's kind of hard for a lot of us to grasp that concept. You know, it never stops. Not one day goes by that we're not fighting. Until we, you know, some of us realize it, some of us don't. But we're all fighting.